So we're going to draw and color our own colorful corn. We learned about the pilgrims coming over here and eventually learning how to plant and grow their own corn. So what we're going to do is we are going to draw and color our own corn, and it doesn't need to be these two colors. You get to pick whatever colors you'd like. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by sketching before we color, and I want you to go ahead and take out your light pencil if you have your light pencil, and if not, you'll use your regular pencil and you'll just sketch very, very lightly. So if you take a look at this corn, it looks like it's in the shape of a long oval or even a rectangle with a point that connects here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and draw a long curvy line and another long curvy line. These two curvy lines we know about because we've been learning about our curvy lines, right? We've also been learning about our shapes. So these lines create a shape. We're going to come down here, and then we'll close here with like a curvy line, okay? All right, and then you're going to go ahead and close this here, up here. Now you should have a long oval or a long rectangle with a curvy endpoint here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to use curvy lines again. We're going to draw a curvy line down here, and then we'll draw another curvy line, and then another curvy line up here, and we're just repeating curvy lines, right? So now we're going to draw another curvy line, and another curvy line, another curvy line, another curvy line, another curvy line, and another one. Okay, so all you're doing is repeatedly drawing lines inside this long oval or long rectangle with a curvy endpoint. Okay, now what you're going to do is if you have a ruler, you can use a ruler to draw a straight line down here in the middle of your long oval or your rectangle with a curvy endpoint. Or you can go ahead and, if you don't have a ruler, you're going to go ahead and sketch a straight line right here down the middle of your long oval or your curvy rectangle. Okay, once you have your long straight line down here, you are going to draw one from here. Let's make this little point like an imaginary point. What you're going to do is draw a straight line from that point to this point. Straight line from that point to this point. Then we're going to use this imaginary point to draw another straight line down here. Okay, so now what you have is, it looks like you've got a bunch of empty squares in your corn. Do you see that? Empty squares. We are going to fill them. And what we're going to do to fill them is we are going to draw what looks like an upside down U inside those squares. Or it could look like a sideways C, or even a wide N, the letter N. Okay, and some people, when they draw corn, they actually bring this around here. Looks like that. You could do that if you'd like. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and draw that N. This is what it would look like if we close it. So we'll go ahead and draw that in, white in, and then draw another one here, draw another one here, another one there, another one there, another one there. You're going to fill up all of those squares. Fill them up, fill them up. And do you notice how I'm making them big, right? Fill them up, 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 and there. Okay, so like I said before, you can, if you'd like, you can go back and you can actually make these like little ovals inside, if you'd like. So you'll go back and fill in what looks like an oval. So we'll do that to all of these. This is what you can do if you'd like. Here, here, and then here, 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 okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to begin to paint. After we draw, we are going to begin to paint. You're going to take your detail paintbrush and you are going to dip it in water, and I want you to pick two colors that you'd like to paint your acorn. So just for this example, I'm going to choose orange and brown. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and paint each of these little shapes. They look like ovals, or the letter N, or upside down U, or sideways C. And then we're going to paint the inside here. And make sure when you're painting, you're using the tip of your paintbrush. You don't want to use the whole paintbrush. Just use the tip. Okay, go ahead and rinse it out. And then what we're going to do is we are going to create a pattern of these two colors in the corn. So if we used orange here and brown here, we are going to use orange and brown, orange and brown, orange and brown, orange and brown in the next shapes, okay? So we'll go ahead and do that. So now we're going to use orange. So here's orange. And now brown. What you can do is you could actually paint every other shape one color. And then you can paint, once it dries, the shapes the other color, Okay, so there's a pattern. And now we're going to paint this one brown. Use the tip of your paintbrush. Tip, tip, tip. Use the very tip. Get more water if you need more water. Paint the very. So use the tip as you're painting. And yours will look different than mine because you may have chosen different colors. But together we will have colorful corn. So use the tip, use the tip. Continue to use the tip. Get more water if you need more water. And paint this part. So what I mean by use the tip is you're using the paintbrush as if it's a pencil. So you're not using this part of the paintbrush, you're using the very tip. And then here. And then we've got some brown here. Okay, now we could go ahead and work on our other color. So our other color for the example is going to be orange. You might have another color. So you go ahead and paint that. And you'll color all of these empty spaces. So continue to use the tip. See, when we use the tip, we can see where we're painting. Okay, down here. 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 So you'll color in all of those little shapes. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is let this dry for a little bit. Okay, once it dries, you are going to go ahead and start to cut your corn out. Okay, now what you have is leftover paper. What you can do is you can actually use this leftover paper to go ahead and make your corn husk. So I just drew long lines for my corn husk. And if you'd like, you can. If you'd like to make them green, you can go ahead and make them green. And I'm painting up. I'm not painting sideways. I'm painting up because the lines are going up, right? Okay. Okay, so there we've got our corn husk. We're going to let that dry for a minute. Okay, once it's dry, you can go ahead and begin to cut it out. And you can ask mom or dad to help you cut if you need some help cutting, okay, especially this part. So do you see how there's these spaces, these smaller spaces? What I like to do is cut out the big spaces first, and then you can come in here afterwards and cut those small spaces out. There's this big space, or there's this small space here. I'm going to cut that out. Okay. All right, so there's our corn husk. What you're going to do is make sure this is dry. When you're ready, when it's dry, go ahead and glue the back of your corn. And glue it in the center of your construction paper. And then we'll glue the back of our corn husk, and we'll put it right underneath that corn. Okay, and if you need more glue, go ahead and put a little bit more glue. Okay. All right. Now, if you can write your name right here at the bottom, that would be great. Okay. All right. So there is your corn. And remember that the Pilgrims needed to plant and to grow their corn in order to eat their feast. It didn't just appear, the feast didn't just show up one day. they had to actually plant seeds and learn how to plant seeds and learn how to grow the corn. And then after much time passed, the corn grew along with other food, and then they were able to eat a feast, okay, and celebrate Thanksgiving and just be thankful for all that God had done. All right, so that's something that we could do even today after all that He has given us and all that He helps us to do and to make. It's because of Him, so we could thank Him. Alrighty, have an awesome rest of your day. See you later.